Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to have do you like how I call that our weekly town meeting? So there has been a lot that has gone on this week. And, well, I say there's been a lot. So we've had CrimeCon go on this week. So that was kind of exciting. Into the Weeds, and all of them have, let me see if I can find that from In the Weeds. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find it, because they actually had, let's see. So guys, so Into the Weeds podcast, they, hey Kathleen. So I can't find it on theirs, but I saw it over there on Reddit. And let me see if I can find it, guys. They are saying that they have put, hold on. This is from 1980 Millennial. She's saying that Alora from Into the Weeds podcast actually gave Jesse Weber of Law and Crime Network a flash drive with all of Gypsy's emails. So what do you guys think about that? To me, that is exciting. And I secretly love Jesse Weber because I watch him all the time. I know I'm one of those weirdos that watches TV whenever I'm sleeping. I have to have it on. So I have YouTube streaming like 24/7. So whenever I wake up to go to the bathroom, Jesse is always on my TV at night. But I seen something else as well, if I can find it, talking about them as well. Hold on a second. Okay. This is from Into the Weeds podcast, and I got that from GRB Snark, guys. It says, we've uploaded another link for the Google Drive with documents related to the case. Most of the flash drives we brought with us were handed out to the media and content creators, including Fox News, Vinny Politan, the Mile Higher. Y'all know who Mile Higher is, right? That is Kendall. She does that one. Crime Weekly. And I think Crime Weekly actually did something on some of the truth, because they actually had Fancy on their channel. Hey Julie, Kathleen's here. But they also gave a flash drive to Rachel Shannon, Law and Crime, Annie Elise. She needed one because, you know, guys, I called her out on a video. Murder with Friends, and among others. It says, we've been working hard behind the scenes to set the record straight and make sure accurate information is available. Thank you all for your continued support. So I think that we should really support Into the Weeds and 1980 Millennial. I think that they have done so much for our little community. They actually kind of went out of their comfort zone to go to CrimeCon and get these flash drives and give them out to these people. I just think that they should be commended. I really think that they are awesome. So guys, how are y'all doing? Everybody doing good? Hey, main chick. Now, guys, I went over to Karma Collector and I actually invited him over to the channel. I invited him over to the live. Um, he did not accept because he said that he wants to he wants his first live stream to be with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So I do understand, and I'm not going to pressure him. Julie, no, I went to Southern Thrift this morning. Oh, thank you, main chick. Thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. No, I did. I went to Southern Thrift today. We actually went really early, right when the doors opened. So, no, guys, y'all know that I've got to watch. I got to go to my thrift store. Hey, Kathy Hannah. So, guys, what's going on with you guys today? I'm going to put the link up. So if anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome. Yay! So, a lot is going on. I've seen some other theories going on as well. I don't know if y'all have seen it. I got my coffee because we're going through a little cold snap here in Nashville. It has actually dropped. Like one day it was 101 degrees. Then we woke up the next day to 63-degree weather. So it's, So I'm enjoying my coffee. So I was reading over there on GRB Snark. There was someone that had a really good theory. Hey, CJ. I'm so glad you're able to stop by for a minute. So this is a theory that they had over there on the Snark. They're thinking that maybe Gypsy's been quiet because of CrimeCon. Because y'all know that and I can't diagnose, but she seems to have the traits of a narcissist. And y'all know the worst thing for a narcissist is to be exposed. And she has been being exposed with all of these emails coming out. And not only that, she knew that Millennial and Into the Weeds were going to be at CrimeCon. And she knew that their mission was to go out there so that everybody would know everything that's going on. And to me, it would be so awesome if Jesse Weber or someone would actually do a video on some of these emails. To me, that would be awesome. And you know who else I wish would actually read some of these emails? Do y'all know who Jumpsuit Pablo is? Would he not just be awesome reading some of these emails? I think he would be amazing. Because I listened to him with the whole Mackenzie Shirilla. He calls her Shirilla the Killer. I think he would be awesome reading those because he has me dying laughing. I have to check his channel almost every day to see if he has something going on. But the way that little girl, that Mackenzie, she is something else. I mean, her and how her mother acts is something else. I just can't. I don't understand it. See, Julie, you agree with me. So what else has been going on with you guys? I think he would have great insights. because the way, he knows more about it than we do. We don't know the whole thing with the prison life, with the, what are they called? Pay pigs? Is that what they're called? I think I think that would be great. Do you guys think that Mackenzie has pay pigs? Do y'all think? Or do you think that her mother is actually just paying for everything? I'm going to put the link to the chat. I'm going to put the link to come up on stage in the chat. And that way, if anybody wants to come up. But let's talk. Did y'all see that? Did you guys see the Karma Collector's last video? I would love to have the Possum's commissary records. That would be awesome. And I did see AG Kathy. I seen AG Tactical. He actually has done a video on her. He actually has, and he called her out in that video. So that would be great. But did any of you guys see the Karma Collector's last video with his conspiracy, or what he's being told that's going to happen? Did all of you guys see it? If you've seen it, and I want to talk about that for a minute. I was thinking way before now that something was going to happen with the baby. Because if you remember, she came out and she was talking about SIDS. And that made me feel a little crazy, because if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I had a son that passed away with SIDS. And to me, with her putting that out in the atmosphere, hey, Kimberly, with her putting that out in the atmosphere, Ellie's here. I just thought that was weird of her saying something about SIDS. And then it crossed my mind because the way she did not buckle that baby up. I mean, if you remember, those buckles were way, way down. Hey, Penny Crust. Girl, we need to talk. But I wish that you guys, well, the way that she did the car seat, that made me think something weird could happen. And I've always thought I was always scared that something might happen to the baby. And I hope if there is one, because we don't even know if there is one, right? So I just don't know. Thank you, Kathy. But I just think it's really sad. And where has Ken been? Because they had something, when was it? Last night, that she went out on the town. Did you guys hear about that? Annie's here. I'm going to see if I can find that. She was out last night, out on the town. Let me see if I can find it. Because if I can find it, I'm going to try to put it up on here if I can do it. All right, here it is. Let me see if I can send it over. But her and Bree and some other lady all went out on the town in the French Quarter last night. Did y'all hear about this? All right, it's going to take a minute for it to come up. So did you guys hear about all of this? So she went out on the town, and I'm going to see if I can. And apparently Ken wasn't with her. And not only that, she was wearing her little wig. All right, here we go. Let it save, and then I'll put it over. I need to cover the basics. Hold on. I got commercials. Has anybody heard? And I was wanting to ask Penny Crust about the whole thing with the signs. Are they still trying to do those billboards? CJ, I loved your last video. I loved your last video. That was great. That was really good. Okay, I'm going to try to get this over here. But do y'all think that he went to rehab? What is this Operation Possum? That's what I want to know. What is that? Do y'all even know what is Operation Possum? I don't even know what that is. But I just don't think that he went to rehab. I really don't. I don't know why. I just really feel like he hasn't went. And let me see. Let me see if this come through on my pictures or not. Hold on, guys. It's going to see if it came through or not. It probably won't even go through. For some reason, my internet and everything's acting all crazy. Yeah, it didn't go through. If he could get sober, but this is my thing. I just don't think he's trying to get sober, because think of it this way. I think that's the way he handled Gypsy, all of the media. I really think that's how he handled everything. And, a lot of times whenever you get sober, you've got to get away from people, places, and things. And so I just don't think that he would be able to get sober and to stay with Gypsy. I just really don't. And not only that, it also has been said that Rod and all of them, I don't know if they still do anything or not, but I do know that they drink a lot. And a lot of times, if you got to stay away from it all. Not only your DOC, but you got to stay away from anything like that. Right, Kathy, that's exactly. I think that's it. I think that it was his coping mechanism. Because if you guys remember when he was on, do you guys remember him being on Morbid, like for the first couple times? I don't think he was doing it then. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Julie, crying and gambling. That's true. Because he seems like it seems like Ryan is actually now going to these casinos more. And so I just think that a lot of times that's what people do, is they trade one DOC for another. And I just don't think that if Ken did get, hey, Fallout, if Ken did get sober, he would have to leave that whole thing because, I don't see how he could stay sober and be around all of that. Yep, begging on main chick, you were so right. All right, I'm going to put, if anybody wants to come up and talk to me. And what is the deal with, he's been acting funny on TikTok. Have you guys noticed that Ryan has really been acting, he's not even acting himself anymore. Have y'all noticed that? Yes, gambling, it's very addictive behavior. And don't you remember, didn't Gypsy say something about him having that kind of addiction to gambling? But this is my thing. He needs to go to work because I think that he really thought that he had it made. He thought that he was, I don't know who he thinks he is, but he thought that he was not going to be able to work at all. We hope so. But I mean, seriously, because he goes on here and he's begging all the time. And he's not acting like himself. He's making fun of people. And he's still going on about this Team Ryan. There's no Team Ryan. What is he even talking about? Yes. Saw her fake net worth. Yes. And I don't think that's true. And I think Ron needs to get a job. I really do. And I hate to say it. How long did she live with him? 2 months? 2 months? And then she left? And all he wants to do is blame her cheating on Ken or on Christy. He doesn't think that she should take any responsibility at all. Whenever she's the one that he should be mad at because she's the one that made a promise to him. Ken and Christy didn't make that promise. That's what I think. Hey, Shorty Pie. So that was another thing that I saw that there's a new creator that's on there, Hurricane Hunter 2020. Have y'all heard of her? I seen her video. She was posting a reaction to Ryan's live, and I just couldn't handle that when he was talking Team Ryan. Because personally, I don't think he knows any secrets personally. Because I think that if he knew secrets, I think that they would already came out. Because he was talking on that Hurricane Hunter 2020. He was asking everybody, do you think I should write a book? But the book most of the book would be just about me. It wouldn't be about me and Gypsy. And I'm thinking that's all anybody wants to know about. Nobody cares. And I hate to be mean about it. Nobody cares about his other life. That's the only reason he had people come into his channel was because they thought that he was going to say something, that he was going to spill the tea. But I just really don't think that he has any tea to even spill. So I don't get it. Do you guys watch Country Girl Brenda? I love her. Did you guys see that they were trying to say that she was cats in crochet? Did you guys see that? I felt so bad for her. And y'all know good and well that she was not cats in crochet. There's no way. Now you're right. I think DGAF podcast is right. I think Kenda's the one that's got all the tea. I truly believe that. And Country Girl Brenda has been around for a very, very long time. And I really felt bad because I saw some of the text messages, some of the messages that was put on her video and was put on her community post. And I thought that was just unacceptable. And I don't know why somebody would want to say that about her. Because she's like me. She stays in her own lane. She doesn't bother anybody. So why would somebody come after her? It makes no sense. I saw that this morning and I didn't even know that was going on. So, but at least we know where Bree is. I don't know if you guys could see. Can y'all see my phone? Because I can't get this to upload on my other device. Let me see if I can get this to play. See, that's her going out last night. See, she's got that old ugly wig on. Somebody made that face. This was from GRB Snark. But apparently Bree was with her. Well, I didn't like that. I just didn't like that. I mean, I just think it's horrible that just because somebody doesn't agree with you that you have to say something. Because it doesn't. We're a community and we all have our own ideas. Hey, country girl Brenda, did you know I was talking about you? I didn't mean to put your business out there, but I saw your video this morning and it really made me a little angry. It made me angry because everybody knows that wasn't you. That was not fair. That was not fair. Because Country Girl Brenda was one of the first ones that I started watching in this whole anti-gypsy thing. Hey, Amanda Pink. Well, and I didn't like that about what happened to Country Girl Brenda, and I really didn't like what was said, with Karma Collector, because just, Karma Collector, he is a little out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I believe everything that he says, but I just think that everybody deserves to be able to tell their theory without being made fun of. That's all I'm saying is, if there's not, everybody throws their theories in a box. None of us has it all right. It's just a theory. Hey, Sizzle. And, and if you start making people feel bad because they have a theory that you don't like, they may not, they're not going to want to share their theories or what they know with anybody anymore because they were made fun of. So I didn't like that. Yeah, I just don't like making, I guess I'm just not a mean girl. And I just don't like making people feel bad. I just don't think that's the way to go. That's not my style. I'm going to put my link in the chat in case anybody wants to come in. There we go. But that's all I'm going to say about that. That just kind of hurt my feelings because I have talked to Karma Collector in messages, and he is really a nice guy. He's really a nice guy. And, in every theory, there is a piece of truth in every theory. And I like that, CJ. I like to listen to everybody's theory. And, we got to keep an open mind. And that's what I think. As long as we keep an open mind and listen to each other, we'll figure out what's going on. But Karma Collector's he was really nice to me. Like I said, I invited him to come up on my live, and he wants to go on with Gypsy to be his first. Yeah, but I don't think there's not a lot of people that does critical thinking. Aw, I love that. Well, talking about an accent, I've got an accent. And mine's that country girl accent. It's almost like a second language. Yeah, it is a pattern with some, but it's just like in anything. You've got to let others speak and keep an open mind, because and not be afraid to actually not be afraid to actually say, "Hey, I listened and you changed your mind." Yeah, and it seems like it's the smaller creators. Yeah, yeah, Penny Crust. I think that's too. And why pick on the smaller creators? Because a lot of us stay in our own lanes and we don't say anything we don't say anything to get into anybody else's business. Yes, there's always the block button. That is so true. That is so true. But I welcome everybody. Because I like to hear other people's side of the story. Now, I do like some conspiracy theories too, because what Karmic Collector's talking about with Luciferians, I do know there is a group like that out there. I do know that. So I just know that there are Luciferians, and I've always thought this is kind of my theory. Why did why did Gypsy get away with what she did? It always made me think, is it a distraction? Is it that's what I always think. Was she a distraction? Was she a test to see if everybody would believe it? And I just think there's more to the story than what we actually know. And I don't understand how it got to where it did. And I think that's the weird thing. And he brings things out. I've watched a mini conspiracy theory. I believe in some, not all, just like the Mandela effect. I believe in the Mandela effect 100%. I think I think you're right. I think that she was that cash cow. And it's awfully funny. I wonder how many people had made money off of Gypsy. I mean, honestly, how many people has actually made money off of her? Because you got to think, even I would have thought that her public defender, him coming and doing what he's doing and now being her manager, don't you think that's a little suspicious? And he's made money off of this as well. Let's not forget that. He's made money off of it. And you know that even um, Dan Patterson, he was on some of these documentaries. So how many people has actually made money? And it's probably some that we never knew. And it makes me wonder. I almost bet you that Rod and Christy has gotten more money out of this than even Gypsy has. That's what I think. Because if you remember, there was an email and Rod was I can't, this is just going to sum up the email, where Rod was writing to Gypsy saying that there was a Japanese news station that wanted to do a news story. And she already told him that she didn't want to do any more interviews. And he said, well, they're going to pay us $10,000. And he was like, we really need the money. So they ended up doing this for that Japanese TV station. And Gypsy said, well, since y'all need the money, all I need is $800 because I need a new tablet because remember her tablet broke. So they got all of that $10,000, but $800. So how in the world? So I really think that crew has made more money than Gypsy has. And I think it's sad that with Gypsy, she thinks that they all love her, but I almost bet you that they don't. Yeah. Yeah, Shrilla the Killer. Yeah. And but I really think I think that's going to be a big thing is that I don't know if she's already out of money, but we're going to see the real Gypsy once she does run out of money. And I think that it's going to be a bunch of finger pointing. And that's true. That's true. How did she and it was all circumstantial evidence. That's true. And how many she got life, right? And she has to serve at least 15 years on each, I believe. And Mike Stanfield. And how did Gypsy get a public defender months before Nicholas did? I don't understand that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, I love Crime Circus. I love Crime Circus. But I'm just wondering when the finger pointing is actually going to start, because I think that's going to be a big thing. And I wouldn't doubt if Gypsy doesn't end up suing her stepmother and Rod. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, exactly. While she was in Wisconsin, Gypsy was already his client. And why did it take months and months and months for Nicholas to even get an attorney? I don't get it. I just absolutely don't get it. And and here she is. Well, Nicholas is actually serving her time for her. Penny Crust, that is so funny. Hold on, where is it at? Y'all got to read this. Gypsy's going to end up on Bree's couch at this rate. I wonder who paid for all those drinks last night in the French Quarter. See, Julie, I think that too. Because if you remember that video I put out about that guy with the last name of King, that 50-year-old that she was talking to before Dee Dee was deleted, he was actually in trouble, and Stanfield was his attorney. So to me, and not only him, I think David Blanchard may know more. I think he knows a lot more. It just doesn't make any sense. Really? Hey, Lulu. She got life 3 times? Oh, wow. I think that they all knew each other. And I did that video yesterday talking about how David said that Dee Dee brought this is weird to me. How he said that Dee Dee brought all of the people from that little group that they were hanging out with from that little Vision Con, and that they were wanting to send Dee Dee was wanting to send Gypsy away for some kind of treatment. And this is after they found out that she had that chromosome disorder. That to me is strange. Do you guys think that maybe she was? I'm wondering if it was like a psych ward or something. That's what I'm wondering. 37. Woo. I don't know. I just think that something was weird about all of that. I just don't get it. But they all did know each other. And I've seen a bunch of different that at VisionCon, they used to have these after parties. And with these after parties, they would be having these sex parties. And there's actually pictured in one, Gypsy's pictured in like going into one. I mean, and if you guys remember, Dee Dee found Gypsy in a hotel room with someone during this whole VisionCon thing. Bro doesn't have any funds at all. Are you kidding me? She couldn't even pay her water bill, if you guys remember. She had to do a fundraiser just to pay her water bill. So I don't know. I think that all those people in that VisionCon, I really think that they knew more. And it makes you wonder because you know that before they found Dee Dee, that David Blanchard went into the house and said that he didn't see Dee Dee laying there in the bed. And, he said something about all the doors being closed. But, I think that on Dee Dee's door, Dee Dee didn't have a door. I think that's kind of weird. I just think that's really weird. And that's something else. This is another, I just think it's funny. Exactly. Well, before I go to that, this is right. Because I know that they had if you remember, they had it down. They had what was it? The cold air down to 40 or the heat on 40, something like that. But I've just never seen I've never seen it where it would go down to 40. That's just odd to me. And maybe it's different because it's up north. It doesn't do that here. I don't know. It's just really weird. Yeah. Well, I know at the Crime Con fallout, did you hear? She did not win. Her book did not win. I do know that. $60 for your water bill? Dang, mine's about 40. All right, I'm going to put the link back in there to see if anybody wants to come up real quick. Let's see. See what's going on. Yeah, and I think on that nomination, which I didn't realize, I saw it on Becca Scoops. It's anybody can nominate. So she could have nominated her own book. Or, like Lulu says, Melissa Moore nominated. That's probably true. That's probably exactly true. So I don't know. I don't understand it. Woo! Kathy, what's $1,200 including electricity? Woo! I know that my electric bill is usually 100, and then my water bill is usually about 40. But it's funny that you haven't really heard anything lately of Melissa Moore. Do you guys think that Melissa Moore has kind of checked out from Gypsy? That's what I'm wondering. I really do. I think that Melissa Moore has checked out. Y'all want to do a poll? Let's do a poll. Okay, put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Do you think that Gypsy is still talking to Ryan? 1 is a yes, 2 is a no. Bye, country girl Brenda. I think she still is. Yeah, I think everybody's thinking that she is. But I think that she's hanging on to him just in case. Stink bug potato. I love that. Hi, Janice. Oh, Penny Crust. We're doing 1 if Gypsy is still talking to Ryan. 2 if you don't think she's still talking to him. But I think that she's still talking to him because I think that in case something happens, but hey, Niecy. We got somebody coming up. Kimberly's coming up.
Maybe. Hi.
Hey, how
hi
are
there.
you?
I'm good. How's my signal? I'm good. How's my signal?
It's
Because I'm in the
good.
mountains. Oh,
It's
good. God is
great.
good. All right. Yay. How y'all doing?
So
I'm excited.
tell us what you're thinking. What are you thinking today?
Well, honestly, I've been following ever since I've heard about this story not because I knew anything. At first, I believed her because of what media told me, and the act while she was still in prison. And actually, because of, and it's even raining here. So if it goes out, it's because I'm on satellite. So, but as she was getting out, I was super excited for her, rooting for her, wanting the best for her because I myself, not my mom had Munchausen, but my mom, not to blame my mom of anything, but she put me through a lot and gave me one of my first painkillers. And it wasn't to get me started. I was in pain. She should have taken me to the hospital, but she got that going. And it was kind of, without that, let's set that aside. I thought we had something in common. And she never, every time I reached out, nothing. And then more I started seeing Becca Scoops and all you guys, bless your hearts. You guys are doing a great job. True crime, all of you. And I don't feel like we should fight each other. We should just come together, like you said, not be mean, because that's not what's going to work. Power numbers by doing the right thing, not doing the same thing. That's what the thing is going wrong. And unfortunately, there is a evil spirit at whatever we know there's an evil spirit, and we don't, regardless, it's in his hands. And that's what we got to know, is to give it to him and then do what he would do. That's the only way it's going to work. It's not going to work by doing the same thing. An eye for an eye makes the world go blind. And so I started doing like a lot. And then me and my husband started fighting over like me doing like memes and just trying to get my name and just kind of, and it was like almost so crazy. Like Dee Dee's spirit said, there's nothing good to come of her. You've got, not that, I'm not, and I'm not trying to say anything against, we all know I don't have to say anything. She says enough for herself. But the fact is that people are trying to make money off of this thing, and we're angry at her, and it's not okay for anybody, and I'm not judging, but the thing is let's remember what's important. And it's not to point the finger, but it's to find justice for the Dee Dee, Nick, the people, Nicholas. I mean, he was and is disabled, and no, he shouldn't get out, but maybe they should put him in a state hospital, because I could say that I've been in the state hospital. I've been where, and I was able to pull myself out. And if anybody listens to my story, like I literally had my daughter in prison, and she's 9 years old, and by the grace of God, he put me there. But I'm telling you, it all started with my mom, and I thought we had in common, and then I seen what I seen. And I even got on Bree's live one time, and they were very ugly. Not Bree at first, it was Dreamer. All of a sudden, Dreamer's like, you just want her for clout. I said, excuse me? And I got really upset. And like I said, my husband saw, and I had to just take all my gypsy stuff off, and I didn't delete it all, but I don't want to mimic what she's doing. And I don't want to make what money, because we see what it's doing. So I just remember that. All the people that are making off of her, it kind of is like, what are you saying? And I'm not saying like I said, let's just remember what's important. That's all I got to say. And I think you're doing a wonderful job. I watch you every day. I watch Rose Red. I watch Becca. I watch all of you. And again, I'm not
You.
hating on Bree or any of them, but maybe, pray for them, ladies. Because honestly, point out
Let
what
the
they're doing.
truth come
Like they said in the Bible, the first person that throws a stone, that's done no wrong. Let's see who stops doing that. Let's see what really happens. Let's stop this nonsense. Sorry, I'm passionate.
That's
And I want
okay.
to.
Thank you.
Do you
Thank
want
you.
to meet my
Thank
doggy really quick?
Yeah.
Curly
We
Sue.
love dogs
She's
around
my.
here.
Yeah, she's my. I got her when I got into housing. When she was 5, she's 9 years old. She was born May 4th, and the only way I can get her was she was prescribed to me because at
Mhm.
housing you needed a service dog, and I was in
Right.
therapy and all that. So that's how I got her. But she's turned blind, and so now I'm her CNI
Oh
mama.
my
So this is Curly
goodness.
Sue. She needs a
Oh, that's
haircut, and I just stopped her from eating.
beautiful.
But she's
That's
a
so
good girl, and this is her right here. And then I have a kitty cat. This is Socks. Hold on. This is my cat, Socks. And then I
Aw.
got one more real quick. Sorry. And this is my new Mittens, the kitten. And I got turtles
Aw,
too. And
so
so, but
cute.
God is, yeah. So thank you for letting me up. I really appreciate it, Miss Pink Chihuahua
Thank you
from
so
Tennessee.
much. Thank
Yes,
you.
you have. Yeah. So I want the best for everybody. And if there's a real baby or not a real baby, the fact is she's a person. And let's just remember, if it's a justice for Dee Dee, let's focus on, or Nick, let's focus on the positive and get rid of the negative, because the negative will never work. So
Yes, yes. And thank you
yes.
so much for sharing your animals with us. We love animals around here. We
Yes,
love them.
that's
They're
what
better than
they're,
people sometimes.
yes. And I got a deer. If you look at, I had a deer come up to my back door yesterday. I fed him.
Aw.
It's like heaven on earth up here. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, and it
See,
took
I'm
a
in the
lot to get
city.
where I'm at.
I'm in the
Yeah.
city.
So
The people
yeah.
sometimes are like animals here.
Yeah, well, I grew up in the city all my life. So we just moved here in May of last year, but I grew up in West Side Colorado Springs, and I was a little like thug and all kinds of stuff. Been through a lot. So,
Well,
it takes what it
congratulations.
takes. Yes. I've been
Congratulations on your daughter
sober
and on
since
your
2000. Oh, thank you. She's downstairs, but her name's Sanea Lily. I made her name. I thought I made it up, but I'm gonna let it stop. It's Sanea Lily, but it's like the son of the sky and the son of God. But I didn't want to name her like Sunny like everybody else, so I put the Aya, and so it's
I love
Sanea.
it. I love it.
Yeah,
Congratulations on
yeah.
your sobriety, and thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
up.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. You have a blessed day. Bye.
All right, guys. I just love that little animals. I just love them. So, guys, I got to get going. We're going to go car shopping for my mother-in-law today. So, wish us luck. We got to go out to the country, and guys, keep being polite, being nice. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to watch my live, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.